And we start with some breaking news tonight, live at 5, and it's sad news from the world of sports. Andretti Autosports says IndyCar driver John Andretti has passed away.
The 56-year-old lost his battle with cancer, and we first told you about his death in a push alert with the FOX59 News app.
This breaking news is our top story tonight, live at 5. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dan Spieler.
And I'm Beershal May in for Fanshin this evening. Right away, we do want to get some more information on this. Ray Cortopassi standing by in the studio. Ray, what are we learning?
Well, guys, this news, as you know, is hitting home to race fans everywhere. Andretti was diagnosed with colon cancer roughly 3 years ago, and John was a 12-time Indy 500 starter. His best finish was in 1991. That's when he finished in 5th place. He also raced in NASCAR for 17 years, winning the NASCAR series not once, but 2 times. He was the nephew of IndyCar legend Mario Andretti. In a statement on Twitter, Andretti Autosport said John was a loving husband and father, adding that he was a dedicated philanthropist as well. John spent decades raising money for Riley Hospital for Children through the Race for Riley campaign. His efforts really highlighted the importance of early detection. Fox 59 last spoke with John in October. He told us then that he still has a passion for fighting back against this terrible disease.
You know, it just takes everybody to pull it all together, and after 23 years, I think it goes on just because people love Riley.
And race fans and drivers everywhere have been reacting to this news online. Marco Andretti called John the best godfather, adding that his passion for motorsports was admirable. And IndyCar driver Zach Veach said Andretti was always a familiar smile, adding that he will be missed but never forgotten. And tonight we are also hearing from IMS President Doug Bowles on Andretti's passing. Fox 59's Dave Griffiths is joining us now live from the newsroom with more on what Doug had to say. Dave.
Ray, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway remembers John Andretti like so many of us who knew him. A fierce promoter of the Speedway, a friend of everybody in the racing community, and one heck of a driver at that. Achieving success in IndyCar, NASCAR, NHRA, and more racing series around the world, John was still a Hoosier through and through.
But the thing that was great about John is he never forgot where he was from. He never forgot what his name allowed him to do, what his talent allowed him to do, and he used that platform to give back.
John graduated from Indy's Cardinal Ritter High School. He was 56 years old. And more racing news from the Speedway, as a former Indy 500 winner says 2020 will be his last season in the series. Tony Kanaan topped the open wheel world in 2013. And today, Kanaan announces his last lap, a 5-race run, all the ovals in the series this year. TK is one of the fan favorites, no doubt at that, but a new chapter is on his horizon.
It will be a new challenge. I think, you know, like I'm preparing for this day, I'm going to have to prepare myself for the first race when I see that green flag dropping and I'm not around. It's been 23 years that I've been doing this, but excited for the future, you know, the unknown, what's going to happen, opportunities that will come, and we'll see.
Kanaan still hopes to race in some form or fashion in the future, so I do bet we will see him in a race car again. Reporting in the newsroom, Dave Griffiths, Fox 59 Sports.
Dave, thank you for that and the reflections. John Andretti, he really was one of the nicest men in the business, no doubt about it. Dave, thanks. All right, new developments tonight. The man who supplied the gun to the killer of this Boone County Sheriff's deputy 2 years ago will now spend 46 years in prison.
Within the last hour, the judge handed down the sentence for this man, John Austin Ball. Fox 59's Russ McQuaid shows us what happened inside the courtroom.
Judge Bruce Pettit told John Austin Ball that if he didn't give Anthony Baumgart a gun and drugs in March of 2018, Deputy Justin Pickett would still be here today. John Austin Ball pleaded guilty to dealing methamphetamine and supplying a gun to an ineligible person in connection with the murder of Deputy Jacob Pickett on March 2nd, 2018 in Lebanon. Ball's friend Anthony Baumgart has already pleaded guilty for shooting the deputy and been sentenced to life in prison. Ball apologized to the judge and Pickett's family in the courtroom and asked for forgiveness. But Boone County prosecutor Kent Eastwood said Judge Pettit and the entire Boone County community is still devastated to this day over the killing of the lawman.
That day will live on forever in this community, and he was a part of this community, and he played an active role in causing that action, yet he continued to commit crimes. And the same crime and to him it was a game. So today the game played him.
And not much remorse, as the judge said, when we find you 11 days later with a gun at your feet.
Not only the gun at the feet, but his remorse in all his communications that we have was remorse for his running buddy, Anthony Baumgart. It wasn't for the Pickett family or our community. His remorse was his running buddy was going to possibly get the death penalty and be in jail for a long time.
Deputy Pickett's father-in-law read letters to the court, grieving for the loss of the son, a husband, a brother, and the father of 2 little boys. At the Boone County Courthouse, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
Russ, thank you. One more suspect, John Baldwin Jr., still faces trial for his role in the killing of Deputy Pickett. We'll continue to follow the case for you right here on Fox 59. Tonight, a crime tracker alert. Metro Police say 3 people are being treated after they were shot on the city's east side. The shooting happened on East 32nd Street near the parole office. Right now, investigators tell us they have the situation, quote, contained. We are still working to learn more about what led up to this shooting. We'll keep you updated as soon as we do get more information. All right now let's talk about our weather. Heavy cloud cover continues today across central Indiana.
But we are keeping an eye out for the chance of some winter-like weather. Let's get that timing now with Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes.
Well, it has definitely looked like weather, but we have had no real significant snowfall here in central Indiana all month long. In fact, there will be a chance of some snow flurries and light snow, but not until well after 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We have the cloud cover again as promised, but a few of you saw a few hints of some daylight. Not much. We need it. We need a lot more.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And there's a subtle change too today. It looks like the base of the clouds, the ceiling here is lifted ever so slightly, so it's not so low-hanging cloud cover, not as heavier at the surface, so to speak, but those clouds are still hanging on. So we're trying to brighten up, but there's just not enough oomph in the atmosphere, not enough twist or fronts or anything of significance to break up this inversion. Though it's a little thinner today than it has been in the last few days, it's still cloudy. And those are the views from Conner Prairie to Daniels Vineyard on the north side. We saw a few peaks of skies bluing up overhead in Bloomington down near Lake Monroe, but that's the exception. Radar is quiet, will remain that way for the balance of the evening. You can see the temperatures have improved ever so slightly. Again, the ceiling lifting, maybe not as much haze and fog today, too. We're at 36, 40 in Bloomington with, again, little to no wind. Fox Futurecast showing us snow-free and continue to remain that way through the overnight hours until beyond about 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. in the pre-dawn hours. Some light snows will be inbound across parts of central and south central Indiana. Might lead to a quick little coating for the morning commute in some spots. Not expecting a lot of snow as our January and the clouds just continue to roll on. No doubt we're in a snow drought and there's no business in the snow business, but that could change. February will open warm and we'll look ahead towards some colder temperatures. And could we resume a real winter pattern? The answer coming up in a few minutes.
Today, we hear from federal and local law enforcement leaders whose job it is to keep you and your family safe and sound. As soon as the meeting between them all wrapped up, they spoke with reporters about the formula they say is key to preventing gun crimes.
Yeah, our Courtney Crown joins us live now from the City County building. Courtney, what did they focus on there today?
Well, U.S. Attorney Josh Minkler says really what's going to work is targeting 4 groups of destructive people. He says that is the ticket to turning this whole issue of gun violence around. Now, just like you said, we heard from law enforcement on all levels, and they say those partnerships really are making all the difference. Federal law enforcement praised the success of the U.S. Attorney's Office Project Safe Neighborhoods effort and the Crime Gun Intelligence Center. Both are focused on drugs, murders, and non-fatal shootings. They say the goal is to stop drug dealers from getting guns, prevent violent felons from having guns, stop commercial robbers with guns, and have less people buying licensed guns than reselling them in the underground economy. Minkler reports 136 people were killed by a firearm in Indy in 2017. In 2019, that number fell 10% to 119 people. The U.S. Attorney says guns do not belong in the hands of criminals, and the partnership with IMPD is paying off.
We're talking about 17 lives. 17 people alive and with their families today that might not have been had we not done this. 17 fewer mothers that have to visit the graves of one of their children.
Minkler says we have to hold people accountable, and for him, what that means is more prosecutions and then more consequences. Reporting in downtown tonight, Courtney Crown, Fox 59 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you. Developing right now, the coronavirus, now considered a global health emergency. The World Health Organization made that announcement just this afternoon. Worldwide, there are more than 8,000 cases reported. 171 people have died in China, and officials today confirmed the first person-to-person transmission here in the United States, which happened in Chicago. We're going to compare the risk of the coronavirus to the flu coming up a little later on this evening.
Fox 59 is taking action for you. People living at a I-70 mobile home park are finding hope again.
Yeah, today the Attorney General's office compensated them for their trailers after they were given a notice of eviction.
But now the clock starts ticking again on when they must leave the property. Our Aaron Cantrell shows us what's next.
Most of these mobile homes that are still standing, they're too old to move. So residents, they were forced to stay here until they found a new place and they had the money to. But now, thanks to some extra cash, they're hoping to find a new place.
We're happy to give you a restitution check that we were able to secure that would allow you to relocate in a timely manner.
Myrtle Adams and everyone else living at I-70 Mobile Home Park can let out a sigh of relief.
There are people that care out here.
Many of them are getting paid for their mobile home.
Good morning. Hi, good morning. I just wanted to present you with this.
It's the latest helping hand from the AG's office.
Only if they have a claim that they have a residence here without a title, and a title is not able to be located.
In August, residents were told they needed to vacate the property by October.
It was devastating to find out that they were closing us down.
So the Attorney General's office stepped in and halted the vacate notice.
To find out that people were being uprooted unfairly in the sense that they had never received their title, that was problematic.
Then the AG's office took the mobile park owners, Blue Lake Inc., to court. These checks may be a big help for the residents, but the AG's office says the legal battle is far from over.
The case will be ongoing to tie up any legal loose ends moving forward to make sure that the restitution issues are squared away and any other necessities.
Adams says the check is less than what she paid for her mobile home, but
anything's better than nothing, I guess.
The checks mean the court will now be closing the property and everyone must leave.
We just, don't know what to do now.
Adams and her husband have been looking for a new home, but says she's going to need more money.
We never expected anything like this to ever happen. I mean, we expected to live here for a long, long time.
The court has ordered for this park to be closed by February 21st, which is about 3 weeks from today. Aaron Cantrell, Fox 59 News.
We'll continue to monitor this situation for you. And if you want to look back at how we got to this point, just click on this story on our website. It's fox59.com.
All right, Super Bowl Sunday is almost here. The San Francisco 49ers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday in Miami.
And that big game is on Fox 59, and our Chris Hagan is actually covering it down in Florida now, getting a little bit of sun.
Yeah, he's live at Hard Rock Stadium. Chris, you got to speak with a relative of former Colts QB Andrew Luck today, right?
Yeah, that's right. We're 3 days away from the Super Bowl, but we're 9 days away from the launching of the XFL, which you'll see right here on Fox 59. And the commissioner, CEO of that league, Oliver Luck, the father of Andrew. Today, Oliver making the rounds on Radio Row, trying to get the word out about the XFL. And he's worked with so many sports leagues around the globe. That's why Andrew moved so much as a young man. And yes, the shocking retirement back in August. But Oliver, obviously in touch with his son. And I asked him about how Andrew was doing in his post-football life. Of course, now he's married and he has a young daughter named Lucy. Here's what Oliver had to say about life after football for number 12.
He's having a great time. He's enjoying life. He's healthy. He's very happy. He and Nicole, you mentioned this, have new baby Lucy Luck, and he's a great dad, as I expected him to be, and he's enjoying life. Still obviously lives in Indianapolis and has strong feelings for the city and for the organization. But he's having a great time.
Now, folks on Twitter were telling me, one, how much Oliver and Andrew sound alike, the same mannerisms when they speak. And a lot of folks were surprised to hear that Andrew is still making his home in Indianapolis. You know, he built a new home there. He has the new child, Lucy, so not in any hurry to leave, still loves Indianapolis, but no word, no predictions, no thoughts of Andrew returning to the football field, at least for the time being. Reporting live here in Miami outside Hard Rock Stadium, I'm Chris Hagan.
And they really do sound very similar, too. Chris,
yes.
Thanks so much. All right, more news to come here live at 5. We'll have the latest on the spread of the coronavirus. New information coming in. We'll have it for you next.